Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. His name is Jimmy the Bag. My name is Peter Loshak. Today's Tuesday, February 6th. This is a 6 o'clock Eastern Time afternoon show that Jimmy the Bag do. Every day, of course, 2 shows, 12 o'clock Eastern Time, 6 o'clock Eastern Time in the afternoon. Today's show, we've given a bunch of picks. Of course, Jimmy and I are coming off of the small winning day yesterday on the small Monday card, hoping to have a successful February. I'm feeling pretty confident in general about February. I usually do well in college basketball in February, and in honor of that, I am wearing a festive shirt. This is a hip shirt, Jim, right? You like this shirt?
Sure,
it is.
man.
Come on.
I like it, man.
Come on, Jim. This is a hip shirt, right?
You're looking good.
If you can't see, there's little cocktails all over it. All right, so we did have a 6 o'clock Eastern Time college basketball game that started. We got some intel in the morning show that one of our most esteemed cappers, Twati Latte, right, like Princeton, it will get bet up from 5 to 5.5 at about 6:50 Eastern Time. I'll look at the second half lines on that one and see if I have a play on that one. So let's jump right into college basketball. Jimmy the Bag, I know you had to run some errands today, so I'm not sure how many college basketball games you did get a chance to look at. I know that in general you're feeling down on your college basketball analysis in general, and I'm here to tell you, you shouldn't be feeling that way, Jim. I mean, there's a difference between doing analysis and betting, of course. You definitely got to change some things in a significant way in your betting with college basketball. But when it comes to your analysis of actual games, breaking down games that you look at, you definitely have some very, very valuable things to say in general, particularly when it comes to matchups. In the morning show, I didn't have the time to look at any totals, but I did give a bunch of plays. I did give Kansas -7. Now, Kansas has struggled this year at home in particular. I think this might be a spot where they put it together. I did give Iowa +10. We got some people saying that Michigan State's going to absolutely roll Iowa, including King Rail. So that's not great, but I did give Iowa +10. Mississippi -1 is a pick that I gave. Mississippi State -3 is a pick that I gave. Bowling Green +7.5 is a pick that I gave. And Northwestern +1.5 is also a pick that I gave in college basketball. I do have some totals that I'm liking as well. And I guess let's just get right into it. First, let's start with Butler, right? Butler and Xavier. That's a game that is going off at 6:30 Eastern Time in the morning show. Some people were asking, why in the hell is Xavier getting 3.5 points at Butler? Well, now they're getting 4 or 4.5, Jim. Line is getting bet up. Yeah. I was thinking that the over might be worth a shot on this one, but I'm going to hold off. I think the first half might be a little bit modest scoring, and if that's the case, I will maybe go for the second half over on that one. But I'm thinking the over might be worth a play. I would definitely be leaning Butler even at 4, but I'm going to hold off on that one for now, Jim.
Yeah, it's a tricky spot. I understand Butler at home is a very tough team to play. Mm-hmm. And I understand why there's more money being put on Butler now, but I as well am staying off of this game.
Okay, all right, and a lot of people. Let's see, some other.
James Ross says Xavier wins outright.
Could see that one. I'm going to hold off on that game, both as far as the total and the side is concerned. A lot of people in general in this show and in the morning show liking the Bowling Green pick, and in general not liking the Iowa pick. I know that it's a Michigan State's going to come out firing here. There you go. J.D. Williams says, I like Iowa too, Pete. Got them at 10.5, but your 10 is fine. Izzo situation will continue to affect them. J.D. Williams, I actually bet it at 11. And, so now it's at 10. It is definitely a very, the question is just, I think that Michigan State's going to come out and dominate in spurts in the game. But are they reliable enough right now to be a good bet as a double-digit favorite? Maybe they are. But I bet not. Again, it's just one game, and we'll see how it winds up. Oh, here you go. RobJob19 says, Pete gave my bookie a mustache ride with Machida and the over on Saturday. Great job, RobJob. That was not my pick, but that was in the video that I hosted with Andreas Hale. Andreas Hale gave a great breakdown of the Machida fight and gave 2 ballsy picks on Machida as a big underdog and the over on that one. But since I was hosting that video, I can take like 10% of the credit, right? Absolutely. I was the host of that video. That video would never have happened if it hadn't been for me, because who would have hosted it, right? So congratulations, Rob Job. Yes, Andreas Hell. I absolutely love doing MMA videos with him, and we will. I think we're doing another one this Thursday. All right, let's see. We got some other.
There's one thing I should just let you guys know. In 8 minutes, I am on a horse. I got some inside info on a horse race 8, Turf Paradise. Goes off in 7 minutes. The horse is now one of the favorites. Line's gone down. The one horse was scratched. Horse's name's Bim Bam. The number 3 goes off in 7 minutes. You can watch it live on turfparadise.com. Not that we want you to, 'cause we want you to stay with us. But I'm on that horse, and it goes off in 7 minutes.
Very nice. Jimmy the Bag. Wow. Jimmy the Bag doing what he does best, right? Horses. You look at horses, right? You look at that carefully, right?
I very, very much do. It's my most favorite thing to do in the whole world.
That's awesome. And what I do, I started with horses myself, Jim. That was the first thing I ever handicapped.
Wow.
And people were like, yeah, I remember when you were in like 5th grade and not 5th grade, but like in high school, like in 8th grade, you used to walk around with the horse things. And I just thought it was fun to try to handicap, but I never actually enjoyed betting it too much until online Sportsbook came around, and then all of a sudden matchup props is how you could bet. And that is how I really like to bet horses nowadays.
Well, if you line shop offshore, you get huge rewards, way bigger spots, because it's gone down to Bim Bam's down to 2-1.
Nice.
And I know you can get higher at different books. I've already looked.
And I know that a lot of the ways that you can really do well with horse betting is with Quinella boxing and exacta boxing and wheeling horses and stuff like that, which I just don't have time to do. But I do have time to do matchup props in the big races, and I love that shit, in the Triple Crown especially. You know what I mean?
I have to use a VPN to access my account, my HPI account. It's causing a lot of problems right now.
Really?
I'm having a difficult time figuring out how to make it work down here, which has been extremely bothersome.
Wow, that sucks. I would like to have a VPN. You have a VPN, Jim? Maybe I'll split that one with you. I have some shit I'd like to do down here. All right, let's see. Let's get to some comments, and then we will get to some other handy college basketball totals that I like, and see if Jim has any. Let's see. Any picks on these college basketball games. I'm just scanning. All right, Isaiah likes the Bowling Green pick. Great. Ben Goldstein don't like the Iowa pick. Great. Okay. All right. J.D. Williams likes Iowa again. J.P. Fahey says, oh, my God. Wow. Ben Goldstein says, also I'm on Missouri. Other than those two, I'm on you with almost everything. And J.P. Fahey says I'm very much on Michigan. So he's going against me on Northwestern. That's not good. J.D. Williams says, I like Xavier in a bounce back. Well, I hope you all cash, because I'm totally passing on that game, except I'm going to look at the second half very carefully. Let's see. Cavs first quarter. We'll get to NBA in a second. Al Hard says Butler money. Maxwell Smart likes Xavier Butler over 154. I would agree with that one. I'm liking the over in the Xavier Butler game. If you gave me a free point on that one, I would take it. Rub-a-dub Love says, yes, give me Iowa points versus Michigan State. I haven't seen that poster name before, but that's a cool name. All in lowercase letters. Rub-a-dub Love, baby. All right, let's see. Gabriel Rodriguez says Michigan is getting for Purdue. They're getting ready. Okay. King Rail says I got Michigan State at -11 last night. All right. Well, I don't know. A lot of disagreement on the games tonight, which is certainly understandable. Some people agreeing with some of what I'm saying. Some people disagreeing with some of what I'm saying. Yep. Gabriel Rodriguez says Iowa covers. Let's see. Other comments here. Let's see. Looking for college basketball comment. Oh, I hate it when it skips and then I lose my place. Let's see. Rub-a-dub Love. Wow, Rub-a-dub Love says Xavier is 38-19 against Butler. Okay, that's great. Al Hard says Butler wins. Okay. All right, let's see. Xavier on 2-game winning streak against Butler. All right. Rub-a-dub Love likes Iowa plus the points. Okay. God, it skipped again. David Hutton, loving Xavier, can't believe they're getting points. Okay, and they're getting more points now than they were in the morning. Antoine Seymour says, Peter, Jim, you like Cincy -14.5. Man, Cincinnati is almost one of those teams now that I almost pass on every game that they're on because they're so good. They're always a big favorite. The totals are always low. You know what I'm saying, Jimmy the Bag?
I do. I think Cincy's going to send a message here tonight. But it's a big spread. But I think, when does that game go off? Does that game go off right at 7?
I don't know. But I'm almost here. Ben Goldstein says, Antoine Seymour, not sure I like Cincy, but I am on the under. And, of course, they played earlier this year where you did take the under on that one, Jim. You remember that one?
I did take the under.
It was some ridiculously low total. You said you liked it anyway. It was a ridiculously low total. Wound up going under by 40 points.
Well, I do want to get to Eric Hamburg's comment right above that. But I was on the under today and got talked off it.
Really?
By Maxwell Smart.
Look, I mean, it's just sometimes there are these teams, and it's okay to have these teams. They're like Citadel is like that. Basically Cincinnati. I don't know if I've bet any of their games this year, and I might not.
He loves the over in Cincy UCF, and that's what Max is on. And I didn't make a move on it, but I did let go. I did let go of the play.
Yeah, I just all right. And Isaiah's asking about the Tennessee game. I do have some opinions on that one. So anyway, to answer the question, Antoine Seymour, I'm definitely skipping the Cincinnati game first on the full game lines, and also probably going to skip them on the second half lines as well. But to anyone who bets that game, I hope you cash. I'm pretty much going to be over it, off of it. Okay. Let's see. Ben Goldstein says, Loshak, I've also been fading Cincy on the sides for a while, but them and UVA been 10-1 on unders. Yeah, listen, I'm just passing on this one. I'm passing. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? Okay.
Oh, we do have something I wanted to mention. Eric Hamburg scares me very much with his comment. And he says St. Joseph's will win outright.
Wow.
And I'm on Davidson in a big way today.
Why? Because I said that I was leaning that way? Or
I studied the game.
Wow.
I can break it down for you if you'd like. It's a pretty simple spot for me. From a handicapping perspective. First off, Davidson 7-3 in A10 play, 24th in the nation at distributing the ball, averaging 17.1 assists a game. LaSalle has a slightly better record than St. Joseph's, and Davidson just torched them at home by 19. But this is why I'm making the play on both the first half and the full game. St. Joe's plays their star point guard, Shavar Newkirk, the entire game. He's their heart and soul. He's averaging 17.4 points, 4.4 boards, 3.2 assists. He's going to have a very difficult time with Davidson's guards. They all have length, and they all guard the perimeter. Newkirk hit 5 threes last game versus LaSalle. He won't get them tonight. The smallest guy on Davidson's starting 5 is John Axel Gudmundsson at 6'4". They have 3 guards, 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", who will their whole game plan will be shutting down Newkirk. Because of this advantage, I'm in this.
All right, you want to take that one, huh?
I'm taking them. I'm doubling up first half and full game.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. See, I bet it. I admit that I bet it, minimum on the overnight line, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to give it as a pick. Now that I see this guy 8-0 on his last money line plays, and he thinks that St. Joseph's might win outright, I'm going to stay off it. But I do hope you cash. All right, so you're going to take Davidson. You want that one, Jim, right?
I do, and the reason why I'm not backing off, even though I think, oh shit, is that race starting? Even though I really think, okay, not starting yet. I really think, I hate going against Amber.
Sure.
I don't want to do that. But I already sent this action in.
Okay.
I did cut my unit size on college basketball. I did drop it down today.
The line is 10.5, except for the Greek, which has 10. So that would be -10, -110. That's the current line at the Greek. And the first half was 6. Let's see where it is right now. If there's any 5.5s here, let's look for this one. Davidson -6, -105 at Bookmaker and Bet365. So -6, -105 is the best line in that Davidson game.
Eric Hamburg, can you give me more info on why, because King Rail is also on Davidson. Yeah. So that makes me feel great when I run with King Rail. But, of course, I'm a little uncomfortable.
I mean, I do feel like Davidson is a little bit of an obvious play here. But, again, in February, I tend to trust my leans on obvious plays in college basketball as opposed to, in, December or January when some of the obvious plays are massive traps. But he might be okay. Gabriel Rodriguez says, Ole Miss will cover. Thank me later. Ole Miss was one of my plays tonight. Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking for some other comments here. A lot of people are asking about the Tennessee play now, Tennessee and Kentucky game. Now, looking at this game, started to think that Kentucky, look, they're not playing cohesively, but they have big upside. I was starting to think that Kentucky might be a good play here. I did see that Ben Goldstein likes Tennessee. He says might be one of my favorite plays on the card. And more so, I was thinking about a play on the over on this one. What's your take on this game, Jim, if you looked at it at all?
I have, and I am on Tennessee.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I feel like there is a advantage. Now, I know we're not talking about seniors. We're talking about sophomores and juniors, but there just is an advantage. Tennessee hasn't won in Kentucky since 2006. This means everything to this team. They've won 5 straight. They lead the SEC in assists per game. They just put 94 points on Ole Miss. In Kentucky's 69-60 loss at Missouri, Kentucky had just 9 assists. These are freshman kids who aren't working together and playing together.
Right.
Tennessee has all the pieces to go after Kentucky. Grant Williams and Admiral Schofield believe in this group, and then you mix in 6'11" Canadian Kyle Alexander, who's shooting 74% from the field. It gives me a lot of faith in this Tennessee team moving forward. In their first meeting with Kentucky, they outscored them by 19 in the second half. They completely controlled the game once they figured out how to beat them, and they figured it out. I don't think it's going to be a big, I don't think I'm going to be comfortable watching the game.
Yeah,
but
right.
I'm on Tennessee, and I'm not taking the 2 points. I'm going to take the plus money.
All right. And I was leaning overs on that one, and we did see some other people. I did see some other comments coming in. All right, let's see. So you're going to take the money line on Tennessee. So while the money line page is loading, I'm going to look at I will take the first half over. It's 66 minus 120 at Pinnacle. I did bet that one. It's headed up. I'll take the first half over, 66 minus 120, and I think I might double up on this over as well. I was liking the full game over too, which is, oh, wow, it's now up to, okay. Whoa, it is definitely headed up there. Okay, 142.5, 143, 144, and the Greek still has, it makes me nervous that the sharp books have leans to the under. Pinnacle is still hanging 142.5, and they're juicing it. Remember what happened yesterday with the Dallas team total under, where they did the same thing, and the Greek also has 142.5. But I was definitely leaning over. Here we go, the money line page for Tennessee. Where is that one? Where the hell is that one? Let's find that one. Where the hell is that line? All right, Tennessee plus 125 at the Greek. The Greek has the best line. We'll give you plus 125, Jimmy the Bag.
I like it.
Okay, Tennessee money line plus 125. I was thinking this line is bouncing all over the place. It was up to 3, then down to 2. It seems pretty clear that there's pretty strong money coming in on both sides of this game, which is odd, which has me concerned here. I was I might be doing a stupid thing here, but I was thinking that maybe Kentucky gets together trying to time, when those friggin' freshmen start to play better, right?
Yeah, and I mean they have the coaching.
Yeah.
Okay, this race is about to go off. Ben, our man Ben Goldstein, he's on Tennessee money line. He's also on the Xavier plus 180. That idea makes sense to me. One of them hit, and you're in the land of profit.
Okay, let's see some other comments coming. Wow, Big Man. Oh, Big Man's also on Tennessee. That's nice. I was leaning on the over, and I did just take the first half over 66 minus 120 as an official pick. Wow. Yeah. All right. A lot of shit. Wait, let me see. Okay. I'm not exactly sure what to think about this game, because I will admit I did bet Kentucky and I made it like kind of a big pick. But I had fully admit that I was just assuming that there's going to be some cohesion here that we haven't seen previously.
I hear you.
Yes. Cody Brown asking, Pete, did you check into the Buffalo game? Yes, I was thinking about a shot with the under on that one. Marcus Colon says, love Kentucky. They never get swept. Very interesting. Mike Flaherty, 75, says, love Ole Miss so much tonight. Play of the day. Flaherty, I already gave that. Was the first pick I gave of all the shows today, of all the picks. That was the first pick I gave. I did give that one. Let me see. Matt Yu, 1984 NBA. I'm on Tennessee too. Mike Flaherty says, Kentucky and Ole Miss. Love it. Interesting shit here. I don't know what to think about Tennessee. People I respect on Tennessee, people I respect on Kentucky, and I took the over. All right, I guess we got to move on, huh? What do you think? What do you think, Jim?
Sorry, we're just passing the clubhouse turn, man.
What's going on?
We're in a nice spot. The pace is too fast, but Bim Bam needs room, and the jockey's looking to the inside, and it just makes me uncomfortable. But find this little spot right here, and we win the race. Push it, man. Fuck Bim Bam. Come on. Fucking Bim Bam.
Bim Bam. Come on. You can do this, baby. That's a nice name. Dante Higgs says, yes, I took Ole Miss too.
Fuck.
Ben Goldstein says, I'm considering Central Michigan plus 6 against Buffalo. Anyone else? Yes, that was a very specifically promoted play by Twate Latte in the morning, and I can certainly understand why that one might be. Let's see. Scuba Steve says, Ole Miss over, Pete. I actually, unfortunately, did not have a chance to look at any of the totals in the 9 o'clock games or later, but I will be. Come on, Bimmer. Everyone's looking at the Bimmer game right now. Dan Kelly posting Bim Bam. Nate Pereira says, easy win. Who's he talking about? Tennessee, Kentucky, Bim Bam? Who's he talking about? Nate Pereira. Who? Easy win, who? Everything's, this is, no dice on Bim Bam. Did Bim Bam lose?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, that's what happens in sports betting. Okay, let's see. Let's see, Akron. Okay, everyone's asking questions here. All right, we got to get
back to the Central Michigan game.
Yeah.
I can come back.
Okay.
Damn, fucking ridiculous. I am taking Central Michigan.
Okay.
I like the points. I just got them at +6. Central Michigan had a terrible start to MAC play, but they've come on late. Now, Wes Clark will give the Chippewas problems. He's a very good point guard. He's tall. He can do a lot of different things. But Central Michigan has a height advantage that is tough to deal with. Buffalo like to play one big, either Ikena Smart or Nick Perkins, and surround them with smalls. They won't be able to versus Central Michigan's height. They'll have to do something different because the Chippewas have 6'11" Luke Meyer with David DeLeo and Cecil Williams, 6'7" and 6'6" in the front court. The three of them combined for an average of 19.7 rebounds a game. I think that getting these... Now, I like Buffalo moving forward. I think they're a very good team.
Yes.
But I think that Central Michigan, at home, with all these points, can do the job.
Okay, so there's your answer. So you did look at that game, Jim, and what do you think about the total on that one? Because I was thinking about a shot with the under.
You know, I was leaning in that direction as well. I always feel, and I know Max as well feels that Buffalo tends to tighten up a little bit defensively. I lost my last under with Buffalo on the road by a 1.5, 2 points. But Native Queen says Buffalo first half against the spread and first half over.
First half over, she likes. Okay. She likes Buffalo first half ATS and first half over. Okay, that is definitely interesting. I'm thinking about this one. All right, a lot of games that people are asking about.
Steve Sanders has the over in Buff too.
Yeah, I mean, it could, especially with shenanigans at the end. All right, let me think. All right, one under that I did definitely give was, that I bet was Akron, Ohio. I think that's a play that just has modest value on the under. Could easily go over, but I'm going to take it. Bookmaker still has 143.5, so I will take that one. Ohio under 143.5 minus 110. Unfortunately, I did not get to crunch all the totals that I wanted to. I got up to the 9 o'clock games. I did not get to look at the 9 o'clock games or forward, so I'm going to tweet those out if there's anything that I like in those.
Well,
go ahead.
Can you give me Central Michigan with the points?
Sure. Wait, plus the points. First half or full game? Full game, right?
Yes.
All right, plus 6 minus 108 is the current best line at Pinnacle. Central Michigan plus 6 minus 108. I was leaning under, but I will hold off on that one. All right, let's get to another game that you looked at, Jim. What did you look at?
Sure. And I had to go deal with some negociaciones, which did fuck my shit up today, this afternoon. UCF, Davidson. I have those 5 games broken down, and that's it.
Let me throw on one other game that I also like, which is, I'm going to just throw out my totals here that I was leaning. South Carolina, Arkansas, under 148 minus 111 is the current best line at Bookmaker. I did bet that one. I got it at 148, and Bookmaker does appear to still have 148 minus 111. And, wait a minute. Let me see. Let me just refresh the page here. Bookmaker sometimes lags. All right. It's down to 147. All right. So I will, this is how honest I am about all this shit. All right, so let's see, 147.5 minus 117 or 147 minus 110. I'll take the Pinnacle line, 147.5 minus 117 on the Arkansas game under, and then also the Ohio game. Let me make sure that was yes, that is a current line, 143.5 minus 110 at, oh no, that's not. 142.5. It didn't. All right, I'm going to take. I'll take 143.5 minus 122. That's the current line at Pinnacle. I will take that one. The Ohio game under. I was definitely leaning that way, and I will take that one. All right, let me see other totals that I bet. Let me see. Let me find these totals. The other totals that I bet. Yeah, I did bet the over in the Tennessee-Kentucky game. I gave the first half 66 minus 120 as an official pick, and I think I will give the full game over as well on that one. I'll throw the full game over. Let's find the best line here. It would be 143 minus 110 at Pinnacle and Intertops and a few other, at Heritage and Intertops, a few other places. I'll throw that one on there. 143 minus 110 other bets that I made on totals, that's really about it. I definitely have a lean to the under in the Oklahoma State Baylor game at 145, and that's about it. The 9 o'clock games and on, as far as totals are concerned, I did not have a chance to look at them, so let me just review once again, make sure I'm not missing anything. Akron, Ohio, yeah, I bet that one at 143.5. I had to take it now at a big juice line at Pinnacle. Let's see. A
play that my friend Nostra is into, and I'm going to study after the show. He's on the Colorado State Air Force over, and it's his favorite play of the card, and I see why. I just didn't have enough time to break it down because I had to run into the city, but I think that's a really good play, Nostra Toda, and he's fire hot in the last 6-7 days. He's just dumb hot, and it's all documented. He's sent it out to me, and it's a stupid like the hottest he's ever been, like 22-3.
Wow, and he likes the over in that one. Yeah, I wish I had a chance to look at that. I know the last game they played went into the 140s, and I believe Air Force won it, which is nice. You know,
they both have terrible defenses,
right?
And it's just whether or not that the offense will be able to take advantage of it. I still need to look into it more, but the guy is straight fire right now.
Wow, that is awesome to hear. All right, so once again, just to review everything, I've given Tennessee first half over 66 minus 120, full game over 143 minus 110. I also gave the Ohio game under 143.5 minus 122, and the Arkansas game under 147.5 minus 117. Jim's given Davidson first half minus 6, full game minus 10, Tennessee money line plus 125, and Central Michigan plus 6. Other bets that I made in games, let's just go down the card. So there's nothing else you want to add, Jim, right?
Well, no, but G Money NHL Top Shelf says, how about the Central Florida Cincy under 122.5, and he says help afterwards.
Go ahead.
We've got people on both sides at this point. Now, I don't feel like, obviously having a 7'6" giant slowly running up and down the court and blocking the paint is going to create a situation where there's less points. But 40, 50 less points? I mean, when I look at it, I still see a team that in UCF that struggles scoring. Even though they have BJ Taylor back, I still see them struggling to score. But enough people are on the over that I'm not going to have confidence putting my money on it. And because I already was leaning under, I'm not going to just tail the over. I'm just going to not bet it. So that's what I'm doing, G Money, and
yeah, that is a really tough one. Ben Goldstein saying, any thoughts on the total in the Mississippi State game? I was definitely leaning under, but I didn't bet it. It's just with shenanigans at the end or overtime, could easily go over. So my lean was to the under on Mississippi State, but I did not bet that one. Gabriel Rodriguez says Davidson will roll. Why the fuck ain't nobody listening to me? Well, Jim agrees with you. Jim's not happy to hear that. That is just, I mean, my point is that, like, when someone who's having success with moneyline underdogs says that there's a moneyline underdog that could win, that makes me very nervous because they don't pick those underdogs randomly out of their ass. You know what I'm saying, Jim?
Yeah, and here he is explaining it more.
Oh, shit. Great. This is information that we don't want to stick our head in the sand, but it's uncomfortable to read that information.
Not at all. No, I mean, yeah. Well, I'm not going to not read it. He's a great capper, and we are happy to have him part of the chat. Just because it's against me is no problem. Hawks have been able to stay in most games by playing hard on the defensive end. They own the third best defense in the conference. St. Joseph's won't need to run with David, but I feel strong. And they have a star, and they have two guys who put up points, but they have a star, and that's their 6-foot point guard. If you look at their offensive numbers against when he lines up against point guards that are between 5'11" and 6'2", they're very good. When you're dealing with 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", he's going to be under pressure. He's going to be uncomfortable. But I hear what you're saying, Eric, and I'm very excited to now check this shit out.
Yeah. Now, Nate Pereira has been talking about Indiana State, and that is, I will admit, that is a bet that I made. I don't know if you looked at this game, Jim.
Which one?
Indiana State, Missouri State. That is a very interesting game. Missouri State, I believe, has lost like 9 in a row ATS or something like that. They've been getting killed ATS. Indiana State is coming off a very nice road win, and I don't understand why they're this small of a favorite. And I looked into their roster. Everyone played in their last game. No injuries that I know of for Indiana State. I don't know if you can quickly check if there's any injuries for Indiana. I don't think there are because I checked. Missouri State's lost a bunch of games in a row. Indiana State is looking decent. They're at home, and they're a very small favorite. The Greek even has 1.5, which implies a lean towards Missouri State. So I would agree with you, Nate Pereira. I like Indiana State here. I did bet it, but it makes me very, very nervous. The line tells me that there's something up here, and that Missouri State is probably going to win this one, although I have no idea why. And I'm just looking into it.
Missouri State's dealing with the blister issues that have followed these two guys around. So they've been on this. They've been
Missouri State,
Missouri State with Abdul Fafana, Reggie Scurry, but they've been dealing with this same issue for a while. And then when I get to,
but they just haven't been covering, And here you go. Maxwell Smart 420 says Indiana State is nice as D tits. D cup-sized titties from Maxwell Smart. That's how nice he thinks Indiana State is tonight, which is understandable.
So Jordan Barnes and Tyreek Key are both questionable tonight for Indiana State.
Okay, that's
Jordan
why.
Barnes is their guard. They're both guards. I don't know how much Tyreek plays. I would have to double-check the numbers.
And what are the injuries that they're questionable about?
Jordan Barnes is illness,
okay.
And Tyreek Key is concussion.
Okay,
but I would have to see. I would have to see more. I don't know. I don't have the amount of minutes that they play in front of me.
And that the other thing is that line also was not out last night. It was the one line that didn't have an overnight line, and that explains why. And that explains why the line is so low. Let me just look at this one. I mean, Jordan Barnes is their leading scorer. Plays the most minutes out of anyone on their team. He's their leading scorer. He's their assist leader. He's their everything leader. And what's it, illness or concussion?
Who? Which guy?
Jordan Barnes is the illness or the concussion?
Illness.
See, that makes me. I mean, the concussion is a little bit more because they'll keep a concussion guy out, but an illness, guys can play through that. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And the other one is who is it?
Tyreek Key.
Tyreek Key. Yeah, he's a big minutes guy, and their fourth leading scorer, and this and that.
Oh, nice. We got Mutt Beast back. He says, "I am late. Wife had me shopping."
Thank you very much, Mutt Beast, and thank you for explaining why you were late, because we were wondering. I mean, we knew there was a good reason, but it's nice to know what the actual reason was, right? Mutt Beast is late because his wife had him shopping. Shopping.
But man, I've been with Mutt on Twitter for the last couple weeks.
Very nice.
He's a great capper. Nice to have him.
Yeah. See, that would never happen to me because I ain't got no wife. So anything wife related would never happen to me. I understand there's benefits to having a wife for sure, but there's benefits to not having one. And certainly,
Scuba Steve says, "Miss Mutt Beast."
Mrs. Mutt Beast. Yes, absolutely. Mutt Beast returning. Thanks for making it, baby. Thanks for coming in anyway. It's better to have him late than not at all, right?
Definitely,
you know what I'm saying?
definitely.
Absolutely. All right, so there's your answer. We just broke the hell down out of that game from every angle, me from the numbers perspective, Jim from the injury and matchup perspective. There's something weird about that line, man. Missouri State has lost 9 in a row ATS. Indiana State coming off a nice win on the road, but they've got some injury concerns. Not super injury. Both those guys could play, right? One has an illness, one has a concussion. They could both be 100% by tip-off. You know what I'm saying? But it's weird, and I'm staying off it as an official pick, though.
I completely understand why you would want to stay off of it.
There you go. Mutt Beast back. All right, here, let's see. What else do we like from a college basketball? Because we do want to move on. Any other comments coming in, Jimmy the Bag?
No, we're starting to move forward. Although Eric Hamburg's still giving me more reasons why I should be panicking.
Well, now I'm interested to what are his reasons, if you don't mind.
Well, we talked about the defensive pressure earlier in his last one, but now he says, look at the better coaching staff, though. This coach is seasoned. Yeah, man. If this was a 2 or 3 point spread, I would have no problem. But when he likes a team that's a 10-point fucking dog, that's extremely concerning.
Yes. Very, very extremely concerning. I hear you. I'm looking at some other comments here. Just scanning, looking for comments.
Nate Pereira says, "I'm smiling at her as I type this. Thank God for you guys."
Nice. Yeah, Nate Pereira says, "College game, Indiana State, my low-hanging fruit." I can understand why you would say that, Nate Pereira, but there are concerns for me, and I'm going to pass on that one. Steve Sanders likes the under in Mississippi State. I understand that one as well. It's a low. Jeremy M. Fresno State laying laying the points. I did take Fresno State on the overnight line. I got them at -2.5. Then it went down a little bit. Then it jumped to 4. So I'm assuming someone is out for the team for San Diego State. I'm assuming I did take Fresno State, and I like that one, but I didn't give it as a pick. Because I didn't like the line movement, and now the reason,
their forward Nolan Narain is questionable with a shoulder injury, and they lost, as you probably know, Trey Cal on the 1st of February to ankle injury, out indefinitely.
Yes, so I bet Fresno State at -2.5 on the overnight line. I didn't give it in the morning show because the line movement really concerned me. There was a little bit of movement down to 2, and then when I saw -4 later on, I was like, all right, someone's out, and you know what I mean?
I do, but Jesus, Mr. Goxer saying Cavs first quarter, second quarter, full game.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm on Cavs first quarter and the first half, so hopefully that is a good play. All right, let's.
Wow, Josh Miller, new commenter, says it commented here during Major League Baseball last year with you, so you probably remember him. He says, "I just want to throw this out there. I'm pretty big Buffalo, Central Michigan over 161."
All right, so this is why we do this show. I had a lean to the under, just a lukewarm lean, but a lot of people that I'm respecting liking the over here. And then when a guy comes in just to comment about a play, that might be worth a shot. I mean, we should probably just jump on the over then. Native Queen also likes the first half over. Wow. Yeah.
And Mutt Beast is on Tennessee, Alabama, and Oklahoma State.
Oh shit. Well, I'm on Kentucky and Mississippi State, so I'm going against Mutt Beast. I don't really like that. Wow. Holy shit. Maybe we should throw on the first half over though, because everyone likes the over in that game, and Native Queen specifically said first half over is a good play. Wow, it's 76 and a half, 77. Does appear to be headed down though.
And Josh has tons of info on it. It says last two between these teams were in the 180s, 190s. Great 3-point teams. Buffalo 5 of last 6 games went over. Central Michigan 7 of last 9 went over. Also total went over 8 of 9 when Buffalo on the road versus Central Michigan. Dope stats, Josh.
And yet it appears to be headed down, especially the first half. U-Wager was a 77. Now it's down to 75 and a half. Pinnacle right now has 76 and a half. The under is -136. All right, listen. I trust all you guys. I'm going to stay off this total. You know what I mean? I'm just going to stay off it. But
Ben Goldstein just said that the Missouri game line just moved from +3 to a pick'em.
The Missouri game, where is that? From Ole Miss. Wait, what? Missouri against Ole Miss? When was it +3?
I don't know. I'm just reading what he said.
It was never play. It is pick'em now, but it's 3. He might be talking about the Alabama game. Nope, that's still +3. Yeah, the Missouri game is pick'em, which is not nice to see. I took Ole Miss at -1. I wonder if someone's out for Ole Miss.
Accurate. Jawanda has just come in and said, "Got to second that. I took the over on the Buffalo game as well. Two high octane, high offenses."
All right, very nice. Okay, so let me just scan over the 7 o'clock games to we'll see. Look, this is all crazy stuff in here. Jim took Central Michigan plus the points. Everyone's liking the over in that one. I took Bowling Green +8. Everyone seems to be agreeing with that one. That's now 7.5. And the Indiana State game I'm staying off of. And I did take Northwestern. I hope that winds up not being a stupid play. I'm not going to give Kentucky as a bet, but I did as a pick. But I did make that one a bet. I hope Jim cashes with Davidson minus the points because I also bet that one. Mississippi State -3 was a pick that I gave. I did give the under in the South Carolina-Arkansas game, and that's it. I'm just going to hold off for now. It's a very interesting card. A lot of controversial opinions. I mean, a lot of controversial lines here. A lot of people on both sides of a lot of these lines. We'll see how it all shakes out in the wash, Jimmy the Bag. But I guess we should probably move on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we should talk about the line moves in the NBA. It's
all right. So let's move on. Once again, I won't go over all the college basketball picks that we have just given. Teggy says, "What did Pete say about Fresno State?" Basically, what I said was I bet it at 2.5 in the morning. I didn't like the line move, so I didn't give it as an official pick. Now it's up to 4 because someone is out for San Diego State, but it's now down to 3.5 in places as well. So that's a tricky one as well. I'm okay with my bet at -2.5, but I'm going to hold off on that game as well. Yes, Maxwell Smart says he's on Fresno. I bet Fresno at -2.5, but I didn't give it as an official pick. And once again, I know I've been saying I would tweet picks that I like, and I haven't had time to tweet them. But tonight, since it's such a light card, anything from the 9 o'clock games or later that I'm liking, I will.
We have Native
I will
Queen's
tweet.
first half action here. She's on Xavier, Buffalo, Miami of Ohio, Akron, And Bowling Green.
Yeah, and you know what? I also did double up with the Bowling Green. I bet Bowling Green +4, excuse me. That was also in my lean section. I'll double up on that one. Before we move on, let me just give Bowling Green, let me just find the best line here. +4, there's no 1/10, +4 -115. I will throw that one on there as well. Bowling Green, first half, +4 -115. I bet that one. It was in my leans category, and I guess we should move on, Jim.
Sure. If we're going to, I remember this now so well. I don't know why I forgot when we were talking about this game. Mela Play Us Way says, Pete, last time Cleveland and Orlando hooked up, I gave out Cavs first half, Orlando full game, and you went on it too.
Yes.
And you guys cashed huge.
Yes. I'm on Cavs first quarter, first half. I bet it. I'm on it, and I hope it all cashes. I'm definitely concerned about some of the line movement here in some of the games that I gave. I'm not happy to see that there's now been line movement in favor of Missouri down to Pick'em. That's not a good sign. That is not a good sign. Other line movement that is concerning. Let's just quickly talk about line movement because we might be able to go a little bit over here. Interesting, almost no line movement in the Buffalo Central Michigan spread though, which is interesting. Maybe I'm guessing there's big two-way action on that one. Wow. Indiana State now up to 2 or 2.5. One of those guys is in, Jim. At least one of those. My guess is it's the illness guy. I can read these line moves like that. My guess is it's the leading scorer illness is now in.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know at this point, but that just makes more sense. I'll look. Yeah. I'll refresh it and look. Michael Sinkowitz says, before loving NHL and NBA, sending greetings to you, Loshak, in the bag from Poland.
Oh, nice. Poland, that's a crazy country. I would love to visit there, and I would love to. I do like Polish chicks, Jimmy the Bag. I have to admit that. Do like Polish chicks, absolutely. All right. Let's see. Yeah, God, I would love to do a world tour. And if I'm my man, for the Loshak in the Bag, we go to Poland, right? We go to Portugal. We could spend weeks in both of those countries. Of course, you go to Canada. Awesome Canada. Awesome country. We could go all over the world, right? All right. So let's see. Other. I'm just looking at comments here. The comments are so great. You know what we need? We need a separate person to process all the comments and feed us the great comments here. Let's see. I'm just looking for some comments. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Oh, Dan Kelly says, I knew a Polish chick who was crazy, kinky, hot. Really, Dan Kelly? Really? All right. Well, let's talk about that
Future
later.
Guy says hi from Croatia.
Oh, Croatia. Oh, man. Thank you very much. Future Guy, great to see you from Croatia. Okay. We could talk about these games all day long, nonstop. You know what? I am going to. I'm gonna throw on Indiana State. I will throw them on there. I'll throw on Indiana State. Do I want them first half or full game? First half or full. I'll throw them on full game. Indiana State -2, -106. I will throw on Indiana State.
Sammy Camaccioni in the house.
Oh, he's back?
Enjoying a bowl of linguine and clams, boys. And he says Kansas over.
Oh, okay. I'm on the Kansas minus the points, which is nice to hear. Again, I did not get a chance to handicap the totals for any of the games after 9 o'clock. I will hopefully have a chance to get to that later on today. Let's see. You know what? I'll double up on the Indiana State game. I'll double up on that one. I'll take them on the first half as well, just in case. I don't think they'll lose both. Intertops has -1, -110. So I'm taking Indiana State full game -2 and the first half -1, -110. All right, you better move on here, Jim.
We do, but there's more shouts out. We got to give a shout out to Kevin Conroy. He wants you to come to Ireland.
Oh, Ireland. You know, I have people in Ireland, Jimmy the Bag. Yeah? Remember, there was a girl named Judy from Cork. Judy,
I've heard
remember her?
Yes. I've heard of her,
We're buds. Judy from Cork used to be she was awesome. I mean, that was a whole different era, Jimmy. You would not, that was an SBR. You and Larry wasn't here for that either. Larry, you don't remember Judy, do you? Oh, you guys would not remember. As on all this equipment, we had like a fucking like a handheld camcorder, and Judy was in charge of everything. Just a great, worked her ass off for no money, great attitude, and fun as hell. Judy's from Cork, Ireland, and now she's doing videos. Shout out to Judy if she's watching this. And now she's doing videos in Ireland and just having a great time there. We could go visit Cork. Cork, they say that Cork is better than Dublin, is what they say. But that's because they're from Cork. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
But we should. And
it's Justin Searcy's birthday today, our man.
No
Searcy.
way. All right.
Happy birthday, Searcy. We
Shout
love
out.
you,
All
man.
right. Rub a double up saying, NBA, damn. Let's go on. Let's move on. Okay, we're going to move on to an NBA. Let's move on. Jimmy the Bag. The only play that I gave in NBA was Cavs first quarter, first half. You had two plays that both moved in your favor, right? You gave Toronto -4.5. Now it's up to 5 or 5.5. And you gave Atlanta -2.5. Now it's up to 3 or 3.5. Very nice job on both of those, Jimmy the Bag. What do you have to say about the NBA card right now?
I feel good. There's a lot of talk in the chat, which in this chat, this talk makes total sense of people taking the Raptors first half and the Celtics second half. But with the issues that are going on with Celtics injuries, I think that this is a chance for us to send a message, a real message to the Celtics and beat them by double digits. Now, let's just get a little bit of information from the Celtics roster. We know that Kyrie will be in. Let's see, Marcus Smart. Just exploring trade scenarios. How crazy is that? And Marcus Morris is expected to play. Ooh, I don't like the sounds of that. I just think this is a huge opportunity for the Raptors, and they're playing well and they're rested. But I can understand you guys saying, Raptors first half, Celtics second half. I get that. But I really like this spot.
All right. Once again, I did not have a chance to look at any of the NBA games that didn't have overnight lines. And then in the interim today, I also did not have a chance to look at them. So once again, my only picks, Cleveland first quarter, -1.5 is what I got, and first half -3 is what I got. Jimmy the Bag gave 2 picks in the NBA, and both of those lines, say what you want about the picks, but you can't say beating a line move is always nice. It's not a guarantee that you are going to cash or that you're on the right side, but it's definitely always nice to see. And Jimmy the Bag, you beat both of those lines by about 1 point, which is very nice to see, Jimmy the Bag. Yeah. Washington and Philly, a very interesting game. We discussed that a lot in the morning show. Obviously, Washington is for real with doing much better without John Wall. At some point, I do think that that's going to cool off a bit. Is that going to happen tonight? I don't know. Philly on the first half is always tempting, especially in a spot like this. In the morning show, it was -3.5. That was a borderline play for me, and now it's up to 4. Wow. Okay.
Jeremy M says, anyone looking at the team totals? And we talked a lot about whether or not to take the Nets team total under. And does that game go off in 13 minutes, or do we have extra time for that?
Yeah, let me see. The Cleveland game, no, only the Cleveland-Orlando game goes off in 13 minutes.
I think the Nets team total under is a good play. Without Hollis Jefferson and Quincy Acey, I mean, they're going to have to go small.
Ben Goldstein asked the question, Pete, the Cleveland first quarter is not -2. Should I still take it? I admit I missed the line move. Ben Goldstein, there is no easy answer for that. The answer to that question all the time is, it's probably still a good bet at like 2.5, but definitely less of a good bet. Most of the time it won't matter, but once in a while it will. You know what I mean? So the answer is, in my personal opinion, the first quarter at -2. I don't know, man. That's a tough one. Probably if you think there's value at -2, there's probably still a little bit of value at 2.5 as well. It's just there's a standard answer for that. Anytime you miss the best line, there probably is still a little bit of value, but less, and it will matter, and it does matter. You know what I mean? And if you just say, fuck it, I'll take the worst line anyway, most of the time it won't matter, but some of the time it will, and that can be the difference between winning and losing. So,
definitely.
I don't know what to tell you. All right, so you know what we should do? Let's move on to the 7 o'clock NHL games, and let's come back to the rest of the NBA, okay?
Yeah, because I'm not comfortable with not having a play on the Nets-Rockets game. I think there's money to be made here. Dan Kelly says Houston numbers on the road are way under.
Yes, I was leaning under in that one. I mean, they're big under trender on the road.
Yes. Justin Searcy says Houston is an under squad with Chris Paul on the line. We've seen that time and time again.
Yes.
But Matthew, 1984 NBA says Rocket Nets first quarter over and full game over.
And also that line, again, I told you I bet it at 217. In the morning show, it was down to 215.5. Now it's all the way back to 18.5, and that's not a mistake, Jimmy the Bag.
You're absolutely right.
And as I said many times, the U-shaped line movement, usually, not always, but usually the late line movement I consider to be sharper than the early line movement. All right, so there's just one NBA game, Cleveland-Orlando. Jim doesn't have a play on that one. I do have Cleveland first quarter and first half. Now let's move on just quickly to NHL. We'll just look at the 7 o'clock games, then we'll go back to the NBA, then come back to NHL. Lot of plays for 7 o'clock games, and they're all very interesting games. Pittsburgh and Vegas. Jim likes Pittsburgh on the puck line. I also took the -1, and I took the under at 6. -113 is what I bet it at. I don't remember what I gave it in the show. Anaheim, Buffalo, that's a tricky one. Anaheim's a little bit gassed, but they're coming off a loss, and Buffalo's bad. So I did take Anaheim -1 as an official play. Philadelphia, Carolina. Jim made a great argument for this being a big spot for Carolina, and Jim took Carolina on the puck line, and I tailed him, mostly blindly. -1. Washington, Columbus is also an interesting game. I did take, Jim took Washington on the money line. I took Washington on the -1 line, and I also took the over on that game at plus money. So that's an interesting one. Those are the 4 7 o'clock games. Those are the picks that we gave. What's your take on any of those games as of right now, Jim?
The question I've been thinking about, and I only have 10 more minutes to make this decision, is am I leaving money on the table by not taking the Ducks?
I don't know. You know, a lot of people in the morning show were saying that they didn't like my pick. They're saying that that Anaheim has had a tough road trip. They're saying that they look gassed, that they're tired, that they're worn out. But they are coming off a loss. Buffalo's very beatable, right?
Yeah, you know, the reason why, now it's all flashing back, and also, I mean, I guess if you're a Ryan Miller fan, you want him back in net, and you want him in Buffalo where he had a great career. But, God, he looked bad. He lit up for 6 goals. Gibson's out with a lower body injury. I thought that Gibson was going to be back any minute, and as far as I know, they've moved him to the injured reserve.
Oh, so it's Miller again?
It's Miller again.
Oh, that makes a difference. I saw Gibson earlier.
Well, we thought he was about to come back, but he's been moved to the IR.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know. That is really a tough one. Right now, I'm going to take a look at the Ivy League game that is in the second half. Jimmy the Bag. And in the meantime, Xavier is up by 11 on Butler, blowing him out. Yeah. Jimmy the Bag.
Ben Goldstein having a +180 money line. Great shoot. I mean, let's not get. I don't.
Yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves, everyone. But yes. All right. So Jimmy, why don't you discuss the 7 o'clock NHL games while I take a look at the second half line here in college basketball? Okay, Jim.
Absolutely. The Ducks Sabres, I really think I'm in a nice spot with this Carolina Hurricanes. And yes, if the Hurricanes lose tonight, they will not go on the run. This 8-game homestand is their whole season, and their coach absolutely lost it on them for how they played in that 3-1 loss to the Sharks on Sunday. This is a young hockey team that is getting better and will continue to get better. Lindholm is a very good player, and then Aho is a guy with size and speed. They have a ton of first-round draft picks in their top 9 forward unit. And the Flyers are such a streaky team. We know this. We see them, how streaky they are. They'll lose 9 straight and then win 9 straight. So when they're losing, I think this is a good spot, and I'm getting a giant number at +254. Johannes Patterson comes in saying tailing Canucks and Panthers over. That line moved in our favor today. But I got my Canucks jersey right over there. This team means a lot to me, and I always get a little antsy when I bet on them. Lee Davis says team total over 2.5 for the Hurricanes. Man, that might be a great spot with Elliott coming back.
Nate Pereira says, fuck the Ducks. Fuck the Ducks. Like that comment. It's very simple. He's like, I don't need to do any analysis on this shit. Gets the point across. 3 words, fuck the Ducks. I mean, I can understand that, Jim.
I'm going to stay off of the Ducks. I don't trust Miller, and I'm comfortable.
Native Queen is saying she's liking Princeton in the second half. I am not seeing a line yet, so I'm waiting for this line to come up. At first glance, I'm thinking that I'm gonna pass on it. I'm not seeing a line yet, though. Hold on. Go ahead, Jim. Please continue talking about 7 o'clock NHL games while I continue to search for a line here.
I think I was happy getting the +114 on the Capitals. If I look for that right now, I'm curious to see what I would get. I've got spreads up, so
it's
I'll
about
look
the same. There's actually some in some places it's like down to 105. Actually, it's the very recent line movement is favoring Columbus. Pinnacle now has +118. So actually, it's moving in Columbus's favor.
Ben Goldstein. Speak of Ben Goldstein with that incredible spot with Xavier that he gifted to me because I had Tennessee. He handed it to me and I didn't take it, which I hate myself for. Ben says, I'm with you on the Hurricanes. Not sure whether to take the -1.5 or the money line. I'm thinking the -1.5 line because the Islanders are very blowoutable. But which one do you have? It's not the Islanders. You mean the Flyers are very blowoutable. I have the -1.5 line with these Canes. I am just hooked on these giant spots. The +254 is heaven to me, right? And we stayed off the Dallas Rangers game yesterday just because it was +135. Following these big puck lines and only taking them has given me great success. And I've only taken a couple of the +135s, +140s, and they almost always happen to be the Bruins. Chris Blanchard says Pens at home -130 a gift. I also really like this spot for the Pens. Having them lose to the Devils and get shut down by Kincaid, the Pens need to get these wins. Searcy's on the under in the Jets-Coyotes game. So now we have Ranta back in there. Ranta will be there. So that is a move that I had the big question mark, and I should jump on for sure.
That's what I said. I said if Ranta's in, I'd be liking the under. I think I'm going to pass on this Penn-Princeton game. I know that Native Queen likes Princeton -4 on the second half, which is certainly the way I would lean, and the total is going to be a complete pass for me. That could go over or under. Native Queen likes Princeton -4, which I think is probably the right way to go, but I'm going to pass on it. I'm not going to bet it, and I'm not going to certainly not going to give it as a pick either.
Well, I think Searcy's handing us a winning play right there.
With what?
With his under Jets Coyotes, saying Winnipeg plays better defense and Arizona has Ranta in that. I think he's gifting us.
All right. Okay, so what do you want to do on that one, Jim?
I'm jumping on it.
You are?
I agree. I agree with Searcy. And it's his birthday.
Oh, yes, that's right.
I'm not going to run with Searcy on his birthday.
Okay, so you're going to take Arizona, Winnipeg. So you want him on the full game under?
Full game under.
All right, under 5.5. Best line right now would be at BetOnline -117. -117. And I will throw that one on there as well. I said if Francis was in goal, I would like the under, and I will take that one. Winnipeg under 5.5 -117. Ranta's definitely in goal, right, Jim?
Ranta is definitely in goal. I've got the confirmation right here. Anti-Ranta will be back in goal Tuesday night.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. In the meantime, the New Jersey-Ottawa game also took a major move to the under. To the over. We took the under, Jim. Is there a different goalie in there? Why is that line now juiced to the over?
In the Kincaid
New Jersey-Ottawa, yes. We took under 5.5 -115. It's now the under would be plus 100. What?
Well, Derek Brassard is not in the lineup. I'm going to go to their depth chart, but that's a bad spot just because they're already playing without Stone.
Yeah.
Now, when you take Brassard out of the lineup, it doesn't really hurt your offense, but you need these guys to win draws.
Yeah.
So now, now they got Duchesne and Pajot down the middle. So they have Brassard out of the lineup. Gabriel Dumont, Nate Thompson, 3 of their top 5.
And that's why there's been a huge line move in favor of New Jersey as well. New Jersey's now up to -135, -140.
I don't mind this. What is Ottawa right now to win this game?
Plus best line would be Pinnacle +127.
Oh, that's not enough.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe this is what the Senators need to have these guys out of the lineup right now and to use some of their bench. They need something, and maybe this adversity might be something that helps them. I'm fine with that spot. I don't feel like it's awful. Paulo Marquez says Getzlaf looks hungry tonight. I hope I didn't leave money on the table. Big Dick Donnie says Arizona 1, Winnipeg 4.
Big Dick Donnie. Big Dick Donnie. Big Dick Donnie. You know what I'm saying? You got any pals in life who are just like buddies you just can count on, you just like to hang out with? And I'm always like, yeah, Big Dick Donnie.
Oh, man.
Oh, known him since I was a kid. Oh, just a good, solid guy. You know?
Oh, Big Dick Donnie. Don't fall asleep around Big Dick
Donnie.
Oh,
no, don't fall asleep around Big Dick Donnie. People are like, why they call him Big Dick Donnie? Because he got a big fucking dick. Why do you think we call him Big Dick Donnie? That's why I call him Big Dick Donnie. He's a good guy, and we like him. Big Dick Donnie says, happy birthday, Justin, as we all say. Happy birthday, Justin. Absolutely.
Lee Davis says, anything on Bruins, Jim? No, Brad Marchand's a big deal. And this Red Wings team should start scoring sooner or later. And I believe McAvoy's still out of the lineup. When I was capping this game earlier, I just didn't think the line. What is the line right now for the Red Wings?
For the Red Wings?
No, not on them, but the Red Wings Bruins game.
It's about the same as where it was in the morning. Boston in the -140s, Red Wings in the +130s.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm comfortably staying off this. The Bruins did me very well. But don't forget, the Bruins without Marchand and McAvoy lost to the Ducks 3-1, got outplayed, and then the Ducks went and got their asses kicked against much weaker Eastern Conference opponents. So, I think that I'm comfortably off of that game. But one game that I really want to talk about and make sure I think I want to make a move on this Sharks team. Rantanen will be a game time decision, but how can this team keep winning with Kerfoot? Not that Kerfoot, he's a good young player, but having to play that first line action. Gabriel Rodriguez says, Avalanche, talk to me, Bag, as soon as possible. I think that the Sharks it hurt them. Hurt them to their core seeing Thornton go out like that. And I personally don't believe he's going to be back very soon. They say he's week to week, that he might be 4 to 6 weeks. I think they're just saying that so they don't, really, just to have hope in the dressing room. But I think that the Sharks' last 2 wins, 3-1 in Carolina, and then 3-1. 2 back-to-back 3-1 wins. They're playing a tight game. And Couture taking that puck in the face. He's got to go for a dental surgery right when he goes back, but he's not bothering with it right now because he's so important to this team. I think the Sharks are the play here, and I'm going to take them.
Really? Yeah. What on the money line or the puck line or what?
Yeah, or what? I'm going to just take them on the money line.
Okay, the money line, best line would be -111 at Bet Online. San Jose, money line, -111. Jimmy the Bag has added that one. All right, let's go through the rest of the NHL card, and then let's go back to the other NBA games that we didn't touch on. Again, Florida, Vancouver. I did take Vancouver -1. Jim took Vancouver on the money line, and I also took the over on that. Did you take the over on that game as well? I don't think you did.
In the Canucks game?
Yeah, I don't think you did as an official play.
I don't think I did either.
No, you did not. Here, I have you. Yes, I have you. I have you just down for, you just took the money line on that one.
Yeah, you're right.
I took the over on that one. New Jersey, Ottawa, again, Jim and I both took the under, and that line has moved against us. Boston, Detroit, we passed on. Minnesota, St. Louis, I did take St. Louis -1, and I also took the first period under on that one. 1.5 -120. I would have a lean to the under, but it's one of those 5.5s -145. So I passed on the full game, but I did take the first period under. Arizona, Winnipeg. Jim and I both threw on the under on that one with Antti Ranta in goal, and Chicago and Calgary. I have nothing on because I didn't get a chance to look at those games. Anything else you want to discuss from the rest of the NHL card before we go back to NBA, Jim?
Yes. I think that you're right. I think that a Panthers Canucks game, that it's almost a hedge to take the over in the Florida Vancouver game, because I see if Vancouver wins, I see it as a lower scoring affair. If the Panthers win, I see it as a higher scoring affair. So I think that's a great spot. Let's see. Ben Goldstein said I was leaning Panthers. Definitely with you guys on the over though. Okay. That's enough for me.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to go on the over with you guys. It's not a -130 spot, so I feel comfortable.
Florida, Vancouver. Well, you're going to get a worse line than when we got it. The line right now would be -113 at Pinnacle is the best line right now.
-113 at Pinnacle. Yeah. Oh, man, we got some new nicknames coming in, man. We got Long Ball Larry.
Okay, so you want this one definitely, right, Jim?
I do.
All right, over 5.5, -113. All right, we got some. We got some names coming in. We got some more jokes coming in here. Oh, very nice, very nice. All right. So, do you want to any other NHL picks, Jim, or should we go back to NBA?
No, I'm staying off the Wild at the Blues. The Wild, I think the Wild are in for a bounce back, and Schwartz is not that comfortable yet. And as soon as that Tarasenko, Schwartz line starts scoring, they're really good. They're going to be very good. And until that happens, I just don't trust them. I do think that the unders are a good spot, but
headed way down now. It's all the way down to a 5 at plus money at Bookmaker now, and Pinnacle is now down into -145 territory.
Yeah, I would. If I was going to make that move, I would do it on the 5 for sure. Ace Farmer says someone's putting big money on Minnesota in NCAA. Somebody in our chat was all over that too in the morning show.
Yeah, I mean, Minnesota's been, those are two teams on different trajectories. Minnesota has been terrible. Nebraska has been awesome. So that is definitely an eye. I caught that line movement. That's definitely an eye-popping line movement, and that makes me think that someone who knows something really likes Minnesota here, and they're probably right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not some fucking jerk off in some chat who's betting, a couple units on that one. That's a heavy hitter, unless someone's out. But I don't think anyone's out. Someone out from Nebraska?
I'll get on it right now.
If someone's not out for Nebraska, that is a heavy hitter there who is hitting on.
It clearly took Minnesota a little time to. No, there's no one out for Nebraska. It took Minnesota a little time to get over losing their 2 forwards. I mean. We know Murphy's their most important player, but those 2 bigs are crucial to their success, and it took them a little while to get over it. And they're playing better basketball, and I could see that as a play. But Nebraska's been one of the few teams in college basketball that have been good to me.
That's a huge line without an injury. That's either Billy, the Vietnamese, the Russian, the Israeli, or that's pretty much all it could be. That's a big hitter. That's a syndicate person hitting on that one. You want to tail it, Jim? You want to take Minnesota -3.5? The South African. It could have been the South African. The Israeli, the Russian, the Vietnamese, or Billy. That's all it could be, Jim. What are you going to take this one? What's going on?
I don't know. I don't
here?
know whether I'm going to. No, wow, yeah, that's a. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at this point. I mean, there's no way I can be adding fucking play. I mean, probably do better than what I'm adding on my own, but no.
I mean, a play's a play. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
Jim? What? God, where? Hockey.
Yeah.
Does it? Does it, Big Dick Donnie? I can't find that comment. I'm looking for it. Where's that comment? I'm not seeing it. I'm looking at it. Big Dick Donnie said, God, hockey makes me hard. That's a weird thing to say, Donnie. That's a really weird thing to... Oh, okay, Big Dick Donnie. That's not the Big Dick Donnie I know and grew up with. And you know what I'm saying? Okay. Big Dick Donnie. Big Dick Donnie.
Brian Watson came in and says McAvoy played against the Leafs Saturday. Sorry, I somehow missed that. McAvoy is a big deal. This kid is going to...
No, I'm just kidding around Big Dick Donnie. That way, I had to go for the joke. You know what I'm saying? I love comments like that.
For sure.
All right, so let's see. What else do we got here? Marcus Colon leans Nebraska. Vidala says Minnesota on sharps on Minnesota. Yes, big money's on Minnesota here. Should we tail it? You know what? I might take Minnesota first half. I will take that one. I'm gonna take. I might get burned by this, but just on the line movement, this feels like a play where it's okay to tail the line movement even at the worst line. Ben Goldstein was asking before about tailing plays on the worst lines, and a lot of times, if it's a definite sharp action play that's that big of a play, sometimes it can be a good play to tail the derivatives, like the team totals and stuff like that are related, smaller markets that the sharps aren't hitting. You know what I mean? And sometimes you can tail derivatives and have almost as good of an edge as what the sharps were doing before. I will do that right now. I'll take Minnesota as an example of how you can play this one. Let me just find the first half line here. Minnesota on the first half. Ooh, that one is, yep. Ooh, wow. -2. And BetOnline appears to be at plus 200. Money came in on Nebraska. All right, I will take it. I'll take Minnesota first half. I will add that one. Minnesota first half, -2, plus 100. That's the current line at BetOnline. Just one unit. I'll go on it. We'll see how it all shakes out. I will definitely tell you that if Minnesota's down at the half, I'm almost guaranteed to be on Minnesota on the second half. That's for sure.
I think that is a good
for
spot.
sure.
Yeah, definitely.
They're either going to cash the first half or be a great bet on the second half. So, you know, that's how you can play this stuff. When you see a big line move like that, that's how I play it. I'll bet them on the first half line, and if they lose the first half, they're down in the first half, I'll double up, martingale it on the second half. If I lose 3 units, fine. The Sharps probably lost big as well. But that's how I'm playing that one, Jim.
Yeah, no, I hear you, and it sure piques my curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be watching that very closely.
Mm-hmm. As will I. I'm throwing that one on there as an official play. Minnesota first half, -2, plus 100. All right, are we done with NHL? Because before we wrap it up, let's just quickly go back to NBA. Nothing else on NHL, right, Jim?
No, I'm adding those 3 plays. I'm adding the Canucks Panthers over.
Yeah.
I'm adding the Coyotes at Jets under 5.5 at -117.
And San Jose money line -111. And I also added the Winnipeg game under 5.5 -117. And that looks like it. That's the only NHL play that I added. All right, so now let's go back to the NBA from the 7:30 games. Brooklyn-Houston, very interesting line movement on that one. Strong move to the over.
Oh, yeah, thank God we came back to this game.
Well, that line is now 218, 218.5, 217.5. Boston-Toronto again, obviously an interesting game. And I have nothing else to say about any of the other games because I didn't handicap the ones on the overnight lines, although it does appear to be a major bounce-back spot for Golden State, although they also might be having some serious mental motivational issues until after the All-Star break. So what else do you want to say about the NBA, Jim?
Well, Employed Millennial says,
Whoa, Employed Millennial. Very nice, very nice. Did we cover the Wizards-Sixers? Yes, we did. That's a tricky game. We're staying off it. I had a lean to the under. The Wizards-Sixers game, the Wizards are for real, but at some point the adrenaline spark that they got from Wall being out is gonna tail off. A little bit. They'll still be a good team, probably. You know what I mean? And might still be undervalued, but they're not going to be covering game in and game out. Philly is rested. That's a game where I would lean to the under, but I have no play on that one or a bet. Actually, I did bet the under 214 a little bit, but what do you think, Jim?
I agree with you. It's an extremely tricky spot. Because I liken the Wizards. So the difference between Austin Matthews getting hurt and the Leafs winning those 5 straight games and then getting destroyed is that it seems like people like Austin Matthews. And it seems here that people do not like John Wall on this team. And we talked about their new mantra in the dressing room. We all eat. I believe that's it. We all eat. And that has to be a direct cut to John Wall. They have at least 27 assists in each of the 5 games that they played without John Wall. They've never had a streak like that in the history of their franchise. I mean, this shit is wild. Searcy comes in and says Wizards Sixers under is a good play. Richie Rich is on the over Wizards Philly. Michael Sinkowitz says, did you hear Gortat want to move back to Orlando? I think that we saw what kind of player Gortat was in those back-to-back games against Drummond and Dwight Howard when he got pushed around and beaten up. And I never thought of Gortat as a weak player in the paint. And that was so illuminating seeing him get bullied around. I think that if Wizards should make a move and get rid of Gortat, and it sounds like he's on the trading block, it's too tricky when you're trying to figure out when this joy of playing basketball without John Wall will stop, because it will at some point.
Here we go. Pittsburgh. G Money saying Pittsburgh and Vegas game on Fleury emotional. That's right. He's getting a ring. Let's see how much Jim really knows hockey. What is Marc-Andre Fleury's wife's name?
Do I know?
Because you're a friggin' obsessed hockey fan. It's Veronique.
I know that she was one of the hockey girlfriends we have a show, Hockey Wives.
Yeah.
But I watched it 0 times.
Oh, okay. Veronique, Jimmy the... No, I'm kidding around. I know that fact just because I read it right before the show.
It's all good.
Yeah,
she was on, because she was one of Hockey Wives. Fleury was on it with his wife, but I watched it 0 times.
All right. Jimmy the Bag. What else? I hope I didn't talk off... talk away Big Dick Donnie with my fake making fun of his comment.
Big Dick Donnie's with us for
all right, great. Excellent,
it's already
excellent.
1-0 in that Jackets game.
Over is one of my plays, right?
Yeah, I've got Washington on the money line. I don't like that.
All right. So, here you go. G-Money, NHL Top Shelf. There's nothing worse than a skilled player with a shitty attitude in the dressing room. That is so true, because a skilled player will also keep the lines inflated. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
That is absolutely true. A skilled player with a shitty attitude, that's an auto fade. Love to fade teams like that, game in and game out. What else do you have, Jimmy the Bag?
Michigan's up 13-3 on Northwestern.
Michigan is up 13-3. Okay. All right. With what? Like, it's 4 minutes gone? Okay.
Vegas just scored 1-0 Vegas over Pittsburgh.
Wow. Okay. So we have the under. That's not good. Yeah, it's just betting against Vegas. When are we going to learn? Jimmy the Bag. We do have to wrap this show up at some point. I guess we're getting that to the point where I can give a play on the friggin' Xavier game, right? Let's just look at that one. Is that line up yet? Jimmy the Bag, you have anything else to say about NBA? People are wanting to know, I guess.
Anything about NBA? Well, I haven't jumped on the Nets team total under, but I do think that's the play.
Okay. Discuss that for a few minutes while I look to see if the Xavier second half line is up yet.
Sweet. I do think that should be the play. I mean, or the full game under. I don't want to.
Oh no, it's not even close. All right, forget about it.
What would the full game under be?
For what? For the Nets game.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's moving up. It's now up to 218.5 at Intertops and Bet365.
218.5.
Yep. That tells me stay off the under, Jim. That's what that tells me. But you might be right.
What about Nets team total under?
Nets team total under. In the morning, it was about like 102.5, I think. And I will check right now. I will check the Heritage line. I'm guessing that right now we're going to see 103.5. Let's see what we got here for the Brooklyn Nets. 104. And it's up to 219 at Heritage now. Wow.
Okay, it wasn't a move I was going to make early, so I'm going to stay off of it. Ben Goldstein says, I've been taking Vegas almost every game for the past month and been making tons with it. Still think they're undervalued going forward. Do what you do. What's
knows
making
what he's
you
talking
cash.
about.
Yeah.
Yep, knows what he is doing.
Searcy is on the under in the Rockets Nets.
Okay, now up to 219. All right, we are going to wrap this show up. Jimmy the Bag, it is your last chance to add any other picks you want to add, or we're going to wrap it up.
No, I'm comfortable with where I stand in NBA, and a little concerned with NHL. I've got to send those. I got 15 minutes to send those in. Coop Boy 407, another guy we love capping with, says Jimmy Brooklyn's going to shoot threes all game. But yeah, I guess because they're going to have to go small. I guess I'm comfortable with that. Chef Big Hat says Cavs first quarter looking good so far.
Okay, yep. That was kind of obvious to me as far as a play. Anything else you want, Jim?
No, I'm good.
All right. That will wrap it up. And we, of course, will be back tomorrow at 12 o'clock Eastern time to cover the Wednesday card. Thanks for tuning in.